Hey guys, Zix here. Time for another episode of Minesaga Skyblock. Today is going to be another talkie episode. Yay! Things you guys love to talk about. Some of you do, some of you do not. Before we get going, however, first, let's talk about this noisy. Please load, why don't you? Noisy little place. Teak, or not Teak, Kef, pointed out a couple of flaws, and I thought I would mention them and either detract them or make my own personal comment. Since that episode, I have dropped down to 1 minion, because that's all that I needed for this. This right here is enough to keep my farm condensed, which is all I really care about right now. It's making quite a lot of XP, and then I just go like this, and I convert it to mob coins. More clicking, yay! Clicky, 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 clicky. Don't gotta do that right now. Anywho, 1 minion's enough. If I was to max all of this out, 1 minion may not be enough, and so Kef's idea was to split this into 4 sections, into where the blazes come down and they go into 4 different areas with minions. And I don't know whether that's really that big of a deal, because most of you aren't going to have a farm that big. I know I mentioned the reason why I made this giant room is so that I could potentially stack another farm on top. I don't think I'm going to need to do that. Seeing how much experience this creates, I don't think that's going to be necessary. This is good enough. This is nice and simple, and it doesn't produce anywhere near the cap. Even if I was to add 2 more columns, it still would not produce up to the cap. It gets about 200 million XP a day, like this. Like this. You're at 2 billion is about the cap for a minion, and where you start to see pretty diminishing returns. So if I multiplied this by 3, that would be 600 million XP per day. And 2 billion is how much this guy can handle, so I think we're going to be okay. But I wanted to mention it because he pointed it out, that my farm was crap. It really isn't, and you don't have to make it super complicated for it to be efficient. And that brings us to, well, let's save that for another episode. In the meantime, hello? Are we lagging? What's happening? Hello? Grandma? Here it is. Jeez. Lightfire made a use NV to see better. Well, it's usually the idea. Made a parkour. Again, this is pretty. I like this. I'm a little turned around. This is really nice. Good job, Light. What's this? Parkour. We could do the maze. This is just like last round. Level 1. Are there multiple mazes? See if I can do my trick that worked the last time. And while we're here, there's a touchy subject that I want to get back into. I kind of briefly talked about it before, when I was talking about competing with respect. So this is going to be... Well, that was easy. I don't need to buy my certification of completion. I recorded it. You see my certification of completion here. Let's go back to the beginning. What happens if I don't have envy? What the heck? Is that a reflection? Or is that a whole nother room? That's a reflection. That is really cool. God, I love shaders. Although it looks kind of funky here. Oh no, that's not a reflection. He built that. That's built. Oh, because look at this. This is a downstairs. This is a downstairs with other shops. He just did it really well. I gotta give him credit for that. This is very well done. I like this a lot. Anyway, I'll spit my vision back on. Good job, Light. Very nice. I think it turned right, and then I want to head left for the parkour. Toxicity and bullying. So recently, I have I have other series, as you guys know. Most of you don't watch them. And that's okay. I might need to turn shaders off to do this rubber banding. The most successful one right now, my other series, just to give you guys a basic idea, is Sky Factory 4. I get about 100 to 200 views average on Skyblock. On Sky Factory 4, I get on average maybe 20 views. Is about the most that I get. This is a tough jump here. Okay, you got to run. Maybe I hold shift. Maybe I hold the correct shift. Or is it control? It's okay. Now it rubber banded me. Oh my gosh, this is annoying. I might have to skip this jump. Hey, I made it. Where to? Over here? This ladder? And I'm assuming there. Anyway, so the Skyfact gets about 20 views on average. And I get this comment on a recent upload where the guy says, you're going to get, I predict or something along the lines of, you're going to get 30 or more dislikes on your next upload. And I'm thinking, for me, I'm not thinking of any, like he's, you know, gonna screw me over or bot me at this point. I'm just thinking, okay, that's a very weird prediction to make. I figured he just did not like my Sky Factory episode, and he's just, you know, giving me his distaste. It's like, okay, problem. So I comment back. I don't barely get 20 views or 30 views, let alone 30 dislikes. And see, that's my logical brain. My logic brain is that doesn't seem possible. For the amount of views that my series gets, or that series gets. This is a nice little touch. And okay, whatever. And he doesn't comment, and I asked for criticism. It's like, okay, well, if you didn't like this episode, let me know what I did wrong. Constructive criticism. I'm always open to constructive criticism. Am I supposed to get up there or go down? Looks like I'm supposed to go down here. This is a very well done parkour. I really like this. It's difficult. I'm just gonna do that, but I like it. And so whatever. And then another upload. My next upload ended up being a non-Minecraft series, and my non-Minecraft series do very poorly, which is okay. Again, I don't care. Oh, there's more. Nice. Final Fantasy 3. I get very little views on that series, and then but it's minutes after the upload, like not even like an hour, like minutes, I see another comment because on my YouTube on my phone I get notifications when people comment, and until I get bigger, and that if I get bigger, and that becomes a nuisance, I'm gonna keep it that way. So I get this comment, and he goes, "Told you, 32 plus dislikes," and I'm like, "What?" Because it's Final Fantasy. Like I get maybe 3 to 4 views per upload, maybe, and that's just like my diehard fans, which I love you guys, by the way. And then sure enough, 32 dislikes, and so my first immediate reaction is, what is this guy's problem? Why is he doing this? Why does he care so much? To try to he just doesn't like me, I guess, and he's just trying to ruin my day. But here's what he doesn't know. The trick is on him. YouTube does not care about likes and dislikes. Doesn't care. The likes and dislikes are merely for viewers. So when you go to a video, an upload, and you see a lot of dislikes, you can make the decision on whether or not to actually watch that upload. Based upon the likes and dislikes. YouTube doesn't care. It does not affect at all They're, they're algorithms, but views do. And by him giving me 32 dislikes, he ended up giving me 42 views on a series that gets three to four, maybe five. I think six is the most views I've ever gotten. Or maybe maybe the first upload was the most views I ever got, because usually the first of a series you get the most views. Um, he gave me 42 views, and of course I kindly thanked him because thank you. YouTube cares about views, and not even you don't even have to watch it for a long. You can watch it for 5 seconds. That still gives you a view. So you're taking the effort to create dislikes, and the only way he can do it is by botting. He either made 30 fake accounts over the last couple of days, or see that one wasn't my fault. He either made 30 fake accounts over the last couple of days, or he took the effort to buy a bot or buy a bot program. So I don't know how he did it. It really doesn't matter. He tried. His intent was malice, and he actually helped me. He's actually helping me by doing that, because the more views you get, the more likely I'm going to be a suggested video for somebody searching that. So if somebody's looking for like how to get past a certain section of Final Fantasy 3 and they search Final Fantasy 3 on YouTube, my episode is now more likely to come up because of this guy trying to ruin my day. And that is kind of the point of where I'm going with all of this. A lot of you yay, we did it without any cheating. A lot of you have this in your personal life, and I had it a lot too growing up. As an adult, not so much. Occasionally, I got into a little spat at Home Depot the other day, but that's just men throwing their testosterone around. Many of you have a hard time with bullying in school, and it's hard to see past where you're at now to where it gets easier. And it really does get easier. Those cheesy commercials that you guys may have seen about the LBGT, like adults and celebrities saying it gets easier, that seems like it's such a cheesy, cliche thing to say, but it is true. It's the reality. While it might be tough now, it does get easier. And there really is, if you really dig into why people bully, why they do the things that they do, there is actually some deep grown, seated reasons for why they act the way they do. Let's check out Bloody again, which, by the way, he has started a YouTube channel, Bloody Giffo. I don't know if he started it or picked it back up, and he's uploaded 2 episodes now. I'm going to put a link to his channel in my description. I don't always do that, but him and I go way back. I'd like to call him my friend, and even though I'm still a small channel, I like to help out new people, up and coming people. So check his channel out. It may not be for you. It may be for you. It's Bloody Giffo, but check it out anyway, and let him know what you think. Because I thought he did new stuff. This looks the same. Could have swore he did. Hello. Hello. I could have swore he did new stuff. This doesn't look any different. Oh, is this new? This is new. Oh, that kind of freaked me out. I thought I was going to fall into like the lava. Because you know how bad lava hurts you in this skyblock. He's got his ult shoved up into the ceiling. So check his channel out. Anyway, so it's deeply seated. The kind of people that feel the need. Oh, he's got cobblestone generator. When can I stop? See, he's waiting to mine. This guy's bitch crying about mining. Watch your language. And this guy is like the boss. He's telling him that they gotta get to work. That's cute. Mining cell 1. Nice turnaround. I like it. Very cute. I like when people play around with minions. Maybe I could have worded that better. I like when people place minions in position. Anyway, Let's go to my island. We can finish talking there. Guys really did a good job here. I think Ruse did most of the decorating. He really did a good job. I think Ruse is a he, right? I actually don't know. I actually never asked. Kind of just assume gender in games like this until you actually know. Anyway, they have issues going on, the bullies. They have issues going on in their personal lives, usually, that leads them to do the things that they do. They need to put down others, usually in sort of like a peer type of a situation, peer pressure type of a situation, to make themselves look cool, to make themselves look like the big tough guy. And it gives them some sort of completion in their mind. But I'd like to think that there's a little bit of them that regrets what they do. But I've never been a bully. I was bullied very big, very big. I was bullied very hard and very rough when I was a kid. I was the smallest kid in my class up until about 10th grade, and going through middle school. And like, I had my parents divorced when I was young, and so most of my upbringing was my mother. I'd had a stepfather there, but he kind of took a back seat because I don't know, maybe he was uncomfortable. So my mother took care of me most of the way, and so I was a bit of a mama's boy. Maybe I still am. I don't know. And I was the little guy, and I was a step behind everybody else socially for whatever reason. Maybe I was a little sheltered, and so I was a very easy target. And I didn't fight back because I was a little guy. I was a little coward. I was very fast, so I was able to run, but I would get teamed up on because that's, bullies are cowards. They really are. They can't face you in a one-on-one because they're too afraid to. They're only going to pick on people much smaller than them or when they have a significant advantage because the reality is they're cowards. So anyway, I was little and I got teamed up on multiple times. I got beat up a lot growing up. But eventually I got bigger, and I stood up one time in a fight, and that was the last time I ever got into a fight again. I didn't win the fight. There really was no clear winner. I don't really want to get into that here, but because I'm not advocating fighting. But that, I stood up to the people that were picking on me, and it ended. But that doesn't work online. That doesn't work on video games. Like, if I stand up to the guy that disliked my videos, all he's going to do is use that as fuel to do more. So if I egg him on, if I goad him on, and that's going to be fuel for him to do it again, to do it more. And while I appreciate the extra views, that doesn't necessarily mean I want 30 dislikes on all my uploads. And there's no way there's nothing in YouTube for me to fix that. I can hide him from commenting, but I cannot stop him from watching my videos. I cannot stop him from hitting the like or the dislike button. So all you can really do is be the bigger person. And that's what I did. I thanked him for giving me views, and I left it at that. And still, if he doesn't like my content, by all means, tell me why. Tell me what it is that you don't like, and maybe I can make a change. I've done it before. I've even done uploads where they got a fair amount of dislikes, and they were genuine dislikes. People did not like the episode, and they disliked it, and that's okay. That's why YouTube has that functionality. It's there for a reason. Now I know not to do that, and if you go look in the past, last season, about 2/3 of the way through the season, there was an episode where I fought 5 blazes and some slimes. I don't know, something like that. And I went back and I rewatched it, and it was not good. It was not good, entertaining episode. It was terrible. And so, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. And that's the purpose of the dislike. But back to here. So it's more than just that kind of stuff. Some of it's more in your face, like the toxicity on the server. You can't be the bigger person and thank someone for being a jerk to you. But you can find ways to get away from them, because there's a very handy dandy feature called ignore right here. And then, like, if I wanted to ignore, obviously I'm not going to ignore my light fire. I like my light fire. He's a good kid. But now if I hit that, now nothing he says I can see. Done. Done. You can now move on with your life, because when you fight back with these guys that are sitting behind a desk, sitting behind a screen, there's no, they can be the biggest coward ever. They can call you out. They can do whatever they want to do, and there's nothing you can really do except be the bigger person. Don't go down to their level. And that's something that took me a little while to learn on here as well. When you compete, you make enemies. It's just a simple fact of the matter. You beat people, they don't like it. They don't like the way you do things. They don't like how you raise hopper prices, whatever. You're going to get enemies. You can't please everybody. I wanted to please. Sorry, I got the shadow on my face there. It's making it hard to see. I wanted to please everybody, and so when some people I would compete with don't like the way I do things, I would fight back and I'd argue and I'd defend myself. When the reality is, it's better to just let it go. If you don't like what I do, then tough. I'm going to do what I do because I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not doing anything immoral or toxic. And I'm just going to continue what I'm doing, and I'm just going to put you on ignore and then move on with my day. And no skin off my back. I don't have to hear it. Another example, there's a certain player. I'm not going to say his name, but saying the story is more or less, you're going to know who I'm talking about if you know anything about Minesaga. But again, I don't like to call people out specifically. But there's a certain character. Was more vocal on Discord than in game. Well known as a highly toxic member of the community. He liked to constantly remind everybody about how he is an alpha. And for some reason, that empowered him to be a jerk to everybody, including me. And I took it very personally many times. And I started to be a jerk back to him. And all that did was make me look bad. Everybody knows that this character is a toxic individual. And you can't have a conversation with him unless you're in his little group of buddies without him talking down to you or telling you that you're a beta and he's an alpha, and making you feel like crap. You just can't. It's not possible because that's the kind of person he is. I don't know who he is in real life, but I've met plenty of people like him in real life, so I have a pretty good idea. When you're truly an alpha, people know it when you walk into the room. You don't claim it because you don't have to. You own it. You don't have to tell anybody you're an alpha. When you have to sit there and tell everybody you're an alpha, I'm sorry. You're not. You want to be. You really want to be. But you're just finding an excuse to be a jerk. And so the correct step for us, the ones that he's being a jerk to, is to either smile and nod and turn a cold shoulder or to make use of the ignore feature. You can't do ignore in Discord, unfortunately. And that's why you do not see me in the Minesaga Discord anymore. Now, I occasionally pop in. I watch it all the time. I'm constantly looking at it. Like I'm looking at it right now. Jordan and Jordan's in there a lot. And Ewout Cookies and Gullible's actually talking, believe it or not. I watch it all the time, but I very rarely say anything because there's a few people that don't like me that will call me out the second I say anything, and they'll just say, "Oh, small YouTuber here wants to be known." It's like, no, I just want to be a part of the community. I just want to talk. I'm not trying to advertise my channel. I just want to talk. But they're toxic, and so the solution for me is to just not be there, and not be in that channel any longer. And so, because of it's actually this specific person is the reason why I'm not in there. And maybe he sees this or somebody tells him because they know exactly who I'm talking about. And maybe he says, "Oh, good, that makes me happy." And that just continues to just say that he's not a nice person. And the best solution is to just stay away. To just keep away from them. And that's really the moral of the story. I really got off on a tangent here, but that's really the moral of the story. If people are being toxic to you online, if people are bullying you in real life, the best thing to do is to just get away from them. It's a little bit harder. And what the heck was that? Is that the... Oh, because of the torch. Well, that's a good idea. Look at that. I can do a close-up. Just walk up to a torch. Jeez. Face looks terrible close-up, don't it? Yeah. Ooh, sorry, I'm giving you guys seizures. In real life, it might be a little more difficult than that. But online, which is really what we're doing here, it's best to just get away from them the best that you can. And some people get bullied on their islands. No island is worth staying on if you're being bullied. No matter what's going down, it's best to just get out of that situation. It's unfortunate, especially if you put time and effort into it, because what you put on the island belongs to the island. But if you know you're going to leave and you prepare it, it might be easy to get your stuff before you go. But my suggestion is to always put your spawners on your alts islands instead of the main. But anyway, I might be rubbing some people the wrong way with this upload, especially the specific person that I have called out. Even without saying his name, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. And you know, if it rubbed him the wrong way, I want to apologize. But then again, the guy has been so toxic to me and so many people on so many occasions that I really don't care. I really don't care. It's important that I get this information out there because I have specifically talked to people that have been bullied by this individual. And I've had to have similar conversations just like this to them. Just he's not going to understand where you're coming from or what's going on. Anybody that feels good about themselves putting you down and being nasty to you is a coward. Find solace in that. Find a little bit of closure in your own mind that this person probably doesn't have a very good life, or he has very big self-esteem issues, and they'll never agree it. They'll deny it outright. They will outright deny it. But it's the reality. Nobody should feel good about putting down other people. Nobody should find joy in that. It's not right. It shouldn't be right, but it happens. And so that particular person can't be right in the head. I'm sorry. It just can't be. Or maybe they're, 8 years old and don't know any better. But anyway, again, I may have rubbed some people the wrong way. I may have bored some people to tears. Maybe I'll get dislikes because I didn't really do anything this episode. But this dislike thing happened, and I really wanted to address it because I thought it was important. And I also don't want anybody to go into my comments and give the guy a hard time, because again, when you do that, all it does is fuel it for more. I would rather just be nice, smile and nod, and kind of let it go. Just let it go, and just kind of go from there. And those people go away. They just, if you don't fuel them, they tire of it and they go away. They don't do it. They don't keep doing it. And it's the same thing with these people online. Just go away from them, leave them alone, and they're not going to bother you anymore. Because it's going to get boring because they're not getting that joy out of picking on you like they can, because you're not allowing it. You're not letting it happen. Anyway, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If I am overstepping, calling this character out that I called out, again, I guess let me know. I really don't care because he's not a good, I don't know how he is as a human being, but he's not a good online person. He's a bully. He's an online bully. So leave that as it is. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for listening. Take it easy.